Alright guys, today we're going to do 2-4, solving two-step and multi-step inequalities. The objective is to solve inequalities that contain more than one operation. Okay, so solve the inequality and graph the solution. We're going to solve this like we would a two-step equation. We want to isolate the variable. So in order to do that, the inverse of a positive 45 is subtract. So what you do to one side of the inequality, you want to do to the other to keep it balanced. Okay, we're still trying to isolate our variable, b, so then we need to divide both sides by 2 because the inverse of multiplication is division. Okay. So b is going to be greater than 8. You also need to graph your solution. Since your solution is all real numbers that are greater than 8, are we going to include 8 in our solution set? No. So it's an open circle, and it's all real numbers greater than 8. Okay, so let's check it. Let's pick a number greater than 8. Let's pick 10. So if we substitute 10 in for b and simplify the left side of this inequality, we get and this is a true statement. 65 is greater than 61, so that checks. Now, let's pick a number to the left that is less than 8 to see if it's going to give us a true statement. All right, so let's pick an easy number. Let's substitute in 0. Okay, so 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 45 is 45. Guys, is 45 greater than 61? No, this is not a true statement. Therefore, your solution set are the numbers greater than 8. Okay, same thing. We want to isolate our variable y. So we have a positive 8. Inverse of a positive is a negative. Subtract that out. Class, be careful. This here is a negative 3y. Okay. Now we have to divide by a negative 3 to isolate that variable y. Inverse of multiplication is division. This cancels out to 1. 1y times y is just 1. Now, we have a special case here. Remember when we're dividing by a negative number to solve the inequality, we must switch that inequality symbol. Positive 21 divided by a negative 3 is a negative 7. So when I graph my solution, I am going to include 7 because my solution set is all real numbers less than or equal to 7. Okay, so let's check one. Let's just go ahead and substitute negative 7 in. So we have 8 minus 3 times negative 7 greater than or equal to 29. Order of operations, you multiply first. Integers, same change, opposite. Is 29 greater than or equal to 29? Yes, so I know my solution set is correct. Okay, on this one, we want to cancel out that denominator first. So the inverse of division is multiply. I'm just going to rewrite this. So I have room. So on the left side, I want to multiply this equation by negative 2 because these cancel out to 1 and I have x plus 5. However, I got to do the same to the right side. So when I multiply this side by negative 2, that's one of our special cases, I must switch my inequality symbol. So 3 times a negative 2 is a negative 6. And then I still need to isolate my variable x. Inverse of addition is subtraction. That's negative 6 minus 5. Same change opposite. That gives me a negative 11. All right, so when we graph, x is less than negative 11. So my solution set is going to the left. All numbers less than negative 11. It is not including that negative 11. All right, so let's check one. Let's see here. Let's check. Trying to get a number that's going to be even. Let's do negative 18. That's less than negative 11. Okay, so if we substitute negative 18 in for x, oh, that's not going to work. Let's change that to 19. Okay, so negative 19 plus 5 is going to give me a negative 14. Negative 14 divided by negative 2 is going to give me a positive 7. Is that a true statement? Is 7 greater than 3? Yes, so I know I'm correct. Okay, now we're going to kind of do the same process here. Just going to rewrite it so I have room. So my first step is to cancel out this denominator. Inverse of division is multiply. So I multiply both sides of the inequality by 3. 3 over 3 cancels out to 1. On the left side I have 1 minus 2n. On the right side I have 21. Okay, got to get rid of this 1. It's a positive 1. Inverse would be a negative 1. Now be careful here, guys. This here is a negative 2. Negative 2n greater than or equal to 20. All right, to isolate my variable, now I have to divide by negative 2. This is one of our special cases. Because I'm dividing by a negative number, I need to switch my inequality symbol. So when I graph this, it says that my solution is all real numbers less than or equal to. So I'm going to have a closed circle, and less than goes to the left. Okay, to solve more complicated inequalities, you may first need to simplify the expressions on one or both sides by using order of operations, combining like term, or using the distributive property. Okay, so can we simplify anything on the left side of this inequality? Well, yeah. What's 2 minus a negative 10? 12. And then we're trying to isolate our variable t. So to get the inverse of multiplication is division, so we must divide both sides by a negative 4. 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. Because I'm dividing by a negative number, I must switch my inequality symbol. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is 1. So I have t. Okay, you can do this two ways. I can read this, because we have to graph, and say that negative 3 is less than, I'm not going to include it, than t. Okay? So my solution set would go this way, because negative 3 is less than the solution. Guys, if this is confusing you, rewrite it with your variable first. When you do that, because this says negative 3 less than t, or you would say t is greater than negative 3. You must switch that inequality symbol back. T is greater than negative 3. Okay, two ways you can do this one. I'm going to show you the distributed way, because this is what we're working on, is distributed property. So on the left side, we must distribute. Negative 4 times a positive 2 is negative 8. This is a negative 1. Negative 4 times a negative 1 is a positive 4. Bring down the right side of that inequality. Okay. Inverse of a negative is a positive. Inverse of multiplication is division. Solution says that it is equal to or less than 4. Okay, I'm going to show you all another way to do this. Higher level math, you should try to do it this separate way, but since we're practicing with distributive property, I'm okay with you all distributing first. But let me show you another way on this one. Okay, this is the same as negative 4 times 2 minus x. So the inverse of times is divide. Negative 4 over negative 4 cancels out to 1, so on the left side I have 2 minus x. Well, what I do to one side, I must do to the other, okay? So I'm dividing by negative 4. When I divide by negative 4, I have to flip that inequality symbol, okay? Then we subtract 2 from both sides. Just ignore that phone ringing. Sorry about that, guys. Remember, this is a negative 1 right here. So I have negative 1x greater than or equal to negative 4. And then I have to get rid of that negative 1 by dividing by negative 1. So x, got to switch my inequality symbol back because I divided by a negative number and I get the same solution. So you can do either one on that. Would prefer you practice the distributive property, but if you see it the second way, I'm okay with it also. Okay, now we're dealing with fractions. Okay, LCD. What's my least common denominator? It's going to be 6, okay? So I multiply the left side of the inequality, and then I multiply the right side. Okay, so what is 6 times 2/3? I can divide by 3, get 1, divide by 3, get 2. 2 times 2 is 4f. What is 6 times 1/2? Use a different color here. Divide by 2, get 1, divide by 2, get 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 6 times 1/3. Whoops, divide by 3 and get 1, divide by 3 and get 2, and get 2. And now you've got a two-step inequality. Inverse of addition is subtraction. Inverse of multiplication is division. I did not flip or switch my inequality symbol because I'm dividing by a positive number. When we graph that, this is telling you that it is greater than negative 4. So my solution are all real numbers that are greater than negative 4. Okay, after you read this, would you agree that the rent is less than the wheels plus the 20 cents times the number of miles? Okay, so we have the rent, 55. We have the wheels, 38, plus 20 cents times the miles. So we're solving for M here. Subtract 38. Divide by 20 cents. Okay, so this is telling you that 85 is less than miles, or the miles is greater than 85. So what does this mean? What number of miles is the cost at rent a ride less than the cost of we got wheels? So it's going to be at 85 miles. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good one.